Welcome back, everyone, to our Let's Play series of TransRoad USA. So before we get started in our gameplay and hopefully making quite a bit more money, there are a couple of things that I wanted to talk about that have been, as far as updates that have been released recently on the beta branch. Now, I am playing the game on the beta branch because I want to get the updates as quickly as the developers can get them out, even if that does mean maybe introducing a few new bugs here and there. I'm willing to take that chance. Just so that we can get the updates as quickly as possible and hopefully improve our gameplay experience. So one of the things that the developers have taken a look at is the stuck contracts. All right, I know we had one of these a couple of videos ago where in Monty we had a contract, and I believe it was stuck at 14 of 15 deliveries, and we could never get the trucks to complete that contract. So it cost us quite a bit of money, somewhere around 50 to 55,000, if I remember correctly, that we lost there. Plus the hit in our reputation along the way. So they've addressed that. We'll have to see if they've lowered the number of times that that's going to happen, or maybe even we're fortunate enough that they got rid of that problem altogether. We'll have to see as time goes on. But the biggest thing I think that they have addressed is the maintenance issue. Maintenance costs in this game are huge. They are absolutely monstrous. And we've seen that time and time again as we've sent, number one, we've sent our guys to the maintenance locations in the various cities to be worked on. Supposedly these have been reduced. And again, we'll see this as time goes on, and we'll have trucks over time that will need to be maintained. So we'll see just how much they've reduced the cost and if it is a worthwhile reduction or if it's just maybe a little bit too small for our liking. Also, they have worked a little bit on the trucks. Let's go ahead and pull up our fleet, and we're under all, and we're showing the maintenance data. And you can see instantly here, these are some numbers we haven't seen before. If you remember back to when we've purchased new vehicles, particularly over here in Detroit, we have purchased them and their maintenance interval was at 50,000, and that was the maximum. Well, already we can see these are up around 70,000 now. So that is a pretty sizable increase percentage-wise to the number of miles they can run between maintenance. So that's good. So even if they really didn't mess around with the amount that we pay per maintenance trip, just the fact that they have increased the number of miles between trips is going to help us out substantially. Also, we have had a one-time reset of all the maintenance mileage. So you can see all of these guys are basically at their maximum amount of mileage right now. And to show that, we'll go ahead and click on one and just pull it up. And you can see the bar is all the way full, 24,800, which is a terrible number. You can see, particularly compared to some of these up around 70. And one of the things we got to do at some point is replace his truck. But everybody is at max right now. That is something the developers did as part of this this release in the beta, is to go ahead and give everybody a one-time reset and just try to get a nice refresh for everybody and get some of these maintenance costs lower overall. Another thing they've done as far as maintenance and upkeep is the amount of money we're paying to upkeep and upgrade our HQ and other depots as well along the way. All of this has been decreased. And of course, you know that there are two ways that we can make more money, more profit out of our business. One is to increase the revenue. The other is to decrease our expenses. And of course, number three is preferably to do both at the same time. Well, this is going to help us out with decreasing expenses, and that is always a welcome thing. All right, so with those items out of the way, now there are some other things that were in there, but those were the important things to me. The maintenance issues, the trucks, that all that type of thing is a big deal. And of course, the contracts that would not complete, that is a huge deal, not only to your financial situation, but also to your reputation in the different cities and with the different companies as well. All right, so with that in mind, you notice that we have a few trucks that are starting to be reported as idle. And let's go ahead and put things back on pause. As we take a quick look at our schedule, you can see Schedule 1 only has one of two trips left from Washington to Augusta, so we're almost done there. And then we've got a couple of trips left from Chicago to Detroit. And so we're going to let these play out and get everybody basically back to idle. And then we're just going to get a fresh start of this. We're going to look for some new contracts There we go. We got more people that are idle. And again, we're just going to let them run their way back to HQ. And we're just going to get a fresh start of this. Okay, we're not going to worry about the empty miles that these guys are getting into right now. As you see them all start to file back in. All right, Schedule 2 is now done. And Schedule 1 is now done. All right, good. So that's going to give everybody an opportunity. Let's get them all back. And then let's get a good fresh start and see where we want to go into the future. All right, so it looks like we got, what, one guy? No, two guys. There we go. Now down to just this one driver that is remaining. Okay, let's go ahead and pause it here because he's close enough that... All right, so both schedules are empty. Let's go ahead and move those out of the way. Let's see what we've got coming from Augusta. Now, I tell you what, even before, more so than that, let's go ahead and zoom in on Augusta. One of our quest lines that we want to do is unlock this furniture company. And let's go ahead and click on here. Let's see. Okay, we got New York to Augusta. Okay. Boston to Augusta. Boston to Augusta. All right, we need... Let's go ahead and do these. All right, I know New York City is a good bit away. We've got... Yeah, that's a single trip. I was going to put a whole bunch of trucks on there. That's a single trip. We've got Boston to Augusta. All right, no big deal there. Boston to Augusta. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we've got maybe, let's see, what were these? One trip, 3 trips. Okay, so that's not a big deal. Let's see if we got anything going to Boston. Well, here's a nice one. A 50 tripper. From Augusta to Boston, $1,100 per trip, plus a very nice completion bonus. It is a one truck deal. And see, that's very hard for me to let go of and not take. This is also a wonderful one. 2 truck deal. And this is Augusta to Charlotte. $30,300 per week. It's a 2 truck deal, $3,100 per trip. I love that. Augusta to Charlotte. Wow, look at that completion bonus. It is a 3 truck deal though, so we'd have to keep that in mind. Let's see what we got here. Another trip going down to Charlotte. Very nice per trip number at $4,500, $12,000. It is a 3 truck deal also. Okay, both of these are very nice. Of course, this would be the more lucrative offer. $5,000 per trip going to Chicago, $9,200 on a completion bonus, a 2 truck deal. These are very nice. Now, that is not nice. We could head to Dallas and lose money on each trip. We don't want that. Okay, some more $4,500 per, $4,400 per. Very nice deals here. Here's a 15 trip deal, $5,100 plus $56,000. Okay, that'll take care of that. We'll definitely want this one. That is a very nice completion bonus, plus the per trip is great as well. All right, so this is a 1 truck deal. I'll tell you what, hold on just a moment here. Let's go back into and see if we can go ahead and set up something. Are we fortunate enough to have anything coming from, oh, we don't. I was wanting to see if we had anything coming from Indy. No. Okay. Again, not a big deal. I prefer to run return trips on these, but if I can't find it, I mean, this is a very nice contract, and I am not going to lose sleep over the fact that we don't have a return trip deal. Okay. Plus, it's going to Indy, which we have not been to yet. We have not been there, so we haven't unlocked it. That is a place with a depot that I would very much like to use going forward. All right, let's go ahead and drag a couple of guys onto this one. It's easy to pick which ones we want right now because basically they're all in the same place except for the one guy who is still on his way. Okay, so we are ready to continue with that one. Let's click over to another schedule and let's see if we've got, see what else we've got that we can line up. I really like this one. Augusta to Boston, that is going to be an easy one. Okay, let's see if we've got anything coming back from Boston that would be nice. That is a 1 tripper, and that is what we want. let's see. Let's go ahead and take this one. That's going to be a 1 tripper. And then we've got the 3 tripper that I also want to set up. All right, this is a 1 truck deal. Let's go ahead and okay, let's go ahead and set up both of these. Let's give it a shot. Now, who knows, it may not work. But I think if we put enough trucks on this deal, then we can get it. And we've definitely got the trucks left. Ooh, okay, no, we don't want to revert the changes. All right, so let's go ahead and let's confirm these. We're going to take a shot at it. And what we're going to do here is we are going to load up. Now, remember, this is a 1 truck deal, so I'm going to go ahead and load this thing up with the remainder of our trucks. And the reason I'm going to do that, okay, is because we have 1 trip here, 3 trips here. So that should be 4. We should be able to complete this pretty quickly if we take that route. All right, so we've got all of our trucks that are now going to be working. Let's go ahead and start this thing going. And oh, looked like we already had a guy next to boss. I should have left him down here. Oh, that's my fault for not realizing that. Okay, everything is going. We've got guys. You can see 3 trucks here, 1 truck here. Looks like we're going to. All right, there we go. We've completed that. That should make us happy here. That's 6 out of 8. Okay, now we're down to finishing up this one, and there we go. There we go. Let's see once again if these things are happy, and there it's gone. So now we're just down to launching a marketing campaign, and that is going to come down to an upgrade for HQ, and I'll show you where that's at if you haven't been with us. That is right here. We're going to need to upgrade for 200 grand to level 2, and then once we get that, we can go in and launch a marketing campaign, and we'll be doing that most likely just a little bit later in the video. I want to build up a little bit more money. One of the things that I want to start doing going forward, let's see, let's go ahead and pause that discussion just for a minute. I want to see if we've got some nice from Boston back to Augusta. Okay, well, we don't really need that one now. All right, Boston to Augusta, 15. All right, we'll take that. 15 trips, only 1,100 per, but a nice completion bonus. It's a 3 truck deal. Luckily, we have 4 trucks already on the scene, so we should be in good shape there. So let's go ahead and continue making some of this money. Okay, let's check in on our guys right quick. Let's go ahead and back out of that. All right, we're headed over to Indy. And right now there's nothing coming from Indy. And the reason, well, we don't want to buy the depot. We just want to click on Indy. Is that a thing we can do? There we go. So now we're just getting Indy sort of opened up. You can see we're almost there. We're not quite up to level 4. Level 4 is really where the good stuff begins, as far as I'm concerned. At this point, if you hear me say that we really need to get it opened up, that could mean one of 2 things. And I apologize for not making this more clear all the time. I'll try to do a better job in the future. But when you say we need to open it up, it could be one of 2 things. Number one, like you see in Des Moines over here, it is grayed out because we've not visited it yet. Okay, that could be one reason that I'm saying it. Or the other reason is level 4 is really where the real good lucrative contracts. I mean, not to say that level 1, 2, or 3 isn't good, but level 4 is where the good stuff comes in, and that's where we really want to be. So sometimes I will make that reference and saying, hey, we got to get down there so that we can get this city up to level 4, because you can see Charlotte is at level 4. Chicago is very nearly there. Indy still has a little bit of work to do. And then, of course, we got some more places up into the Northeast that are there. All right, let's see what we've got, because I'm really interested in having some return trips. Is there anything even along the way that we could do? Pittsburgh is there, but that's only a 3-trip deal. Okay, well, we're just going to leave that alone for now. The 3-trip deal would have been fine, but we're just going to let that go for now. All right, so our marketing campaign, we'll be looking at fulfilling that. Again, it's going to cost 200 grand. And one of the things I want to start doing is keeping a bigger emergency fund, a bigger savings account for ourselves, because there are going to be some changes in the economy as this game goes on. There'll be times, in fact, we've seen a little bit of that already, but it hasn't affected us because it's been for trailer concessions that we don't own right now. So at some point, there are going to be economic changes that will hurt or help the amount of money that we're making from our dry goods. And so we have to keep in mind that at some point, we're going to have a lot more cost than we have revenue, and we're going to have to try and balance that out by keeping an amount, a substantial amount, in our bank account for a rainy day fund. So I'm not going to hesitate to let this amount grow. We're going to continue to spend it. We're going to continue to expand, but I'm going to try to be as smart about it as I can. All right, so now you can see we've got guys. We are, let's see, which contract did we just complete? It must have been the one from Boston. So let's see if we've got another one to replace that. Really? We don't have anything coming from Boston to Augusta other than this one, of course. Okay, we'll go ahead and take this one. It's only a one tripper. Doesn't make a whole lot of money, but it will help us to increase our reputation with the furniture store. And the more contracts that we have available to us, the more opportunities we have of picking the best ones to make money. All right, there we go. So we finished that one up very quickly, as you would expect. All right, let's get back out, make sure we refresh this back to Boston. And there we go. Again, 953 isn't very much per trip, but it keeps us busy and it keeps us getting paid for our return trips as much as humanly possible. Okay, I like that one. I see some other fairly nice ones down the list there. You can see Boston is not quite to a level 4. Just a little sliver left here. So a few more of these contracts that we complete should take care of that. All right, how many contracts or excuse me, how many trucks? 2 on that one. All right, and then just 1 on that one. So we are doing great. Let's go ahead and sign that contract and start it up. So you can see we've got one guy coming down now. He'll swap onto that contract. Second guy, and then third guy, and you can see we just got them flowing now. One after another, we've got trucks and trailers showing up to do business. All right, 491,000. All right, so we're doing great. Another contract fulfilled. And let's see. Okay, still looking good there. Let's go ahead and put this on pause for a moment because I feel like we've got enough money now. Let's go ahead and buy this level 2 upgrade. This is, and it says if we hover over it, it unlocks marketing. So let's go ahead and do that. There's our 200 grand that is now spent. Let's enter the HQ. Now, if you remember, this marketing tab has been grayed out for us in the past, and now it's opened up to us. We have the beginnings of some marketing. Now, I've mentioned in previous videos that I wasn't all that excited about the possibilities of the marketing. I understand that there could be a lot of upside to this, and that's why we're going to go ahead and do it. It's something we want to do, but I'm not entirely thrilled about it, and here's why. The idea of marketing is that we're going to pick one or more cities and we're going to launch a marketing campaign. That's what it wants us to do in the quest line, launch a marketing campaign. Right now, we only have newspapers unlocked. And then you can see there's various other areas that we can unlock along the way. But for our purposes, we're going to unlock, we've already unlocked the newspapers. And you can see it's going to cost us $2,500 per week. And what it will do is in one or more cities that we choose, we will spend a certain amount of money per week over a certain number of weeks, and it essentially multiplies the amount of reputation that we gain from fulfilling contracts. So let's say that we're going to Boston, and it is going to give us a +1 if we complete this contract in reputation. Well, instead, what it will do is give us a +2 in contracts. So it multiplies that. Now, the bad side is that it also multiplies any penalties you get. So if we have a particular contract that gets hung, or if I misread the number of trucks that we need, or the timing gets all messed up, anything like that, that we've definitely seen happen in the past. Sometimes it's my fault, sometimes it is an issue with the game, but that is also going to multiply the penalty that we receive from that particular company or city. So you have to be very careful about using it. All right, so now we are going to back out of here. We don't need any help in cities like Boston. Let's see what we've got in New York. What are we in New York? Okay, we're not quite level 3 in New York. We're just shy or just past level 2 there. What are we in some of these other bigger cities? See, Pittsburgh, I think we're actually full up. Yeah, we're full up or extremely close to it. Let's see, what about in DC? All right, DC again, halfway between 2 and 3. Let's look at Indy. We're almost full there. Yeah, we're at level 3 there, so we're doing great there. Chicago, I think, is the same. All right, Charlotte. We're full in Charlotte. All right, so we really don't have anywhere that we really need this right now. I guess New York City would be our best option, but right now, we're not doing any business with New York City. So we're going to hold off on this until we really need it. We really don't need a whole lot of it, but we're going to do it just for the purposes of fulfilling a quest in the game, and then also for the purposes of building up a little bit more reputation. So we'll keep an eye on that. But for now, let's go ahead and get some things going. Get our fleet layout up here. And you can see we're just running back and forth, Boston to Augusta on schedule 2 anyway, and running through these contracts quite nicely and building up ourselves quite a nest egg here. And in the meantime, the 2 lonely trucks that are headed all the way down to Indy are 6 of 15. So we're doing great there. You can see 42 days is listed there, 40 days here, 4 days there. I mean, everything is going great for us. You can see our money is immediately growing back. We're nearly over 300,000 again. A special contract, again, right now, I'm kind of trying to stay away from these just so we can stick with our focused nature of these videos. We're definitely going to get into those, but right now I'm trying to stay as focused as possible. All right, right now we're on pause, mostly because we've got our second trip here, our second contract has just been fulfilled in Boston. Let's see what we've got going back. Okay, there's a nice one. And again, it's the only one we have, and it is certainly better than nothing. It's only a 1 truck contract for 15 trips, so we ought to be able to knock this one out pretty quick. It will actually bleed over a little bit past when we're done with our main goal here, our main contract. All right, and here they go. Boy, I love seeing all of these trucks headed to the same place at the same time. To me, that just means that we are, yeah, again, I'm going to, this is one that we could do. We have this trailer, and let's see, I mean, what do they have going? I mean, these aren't great trips, just looking at the money off the top of my head. I mean, payment bonus is very nice, but that one doesn't strike me as huge unless that is talking about the, okay, we'll have to look at that more in the future. We're going to decline that for now. But yeah, could be some very nice money. But again, we're trying to stay targeted here as best we can, because it is very easy for me to get sidetracked. And then before we know it, I've run out of time, and I haven't gotten done what I had hoped to get accomplished. And already you can see the money is flowing in quite nicely. So I'm not particularly worried about maximum efficiency and, oh, we could have done this or that. The point is to keep progressing, and we are definitely doing that. There we go. That was the end of our 50 trip contract from Augusta to Boston. So a nice payout there. We're now up closer to 400 grand. Again, very nice. All right, let's go ahead and let this thing run a little bit. And I'm going to let our guys get back a little closer to Augusta. All right, let's pull up Augusta. And let's see what we've got. All right, we could run some trips to the sawmill. Again, not much money, but just looking at gaining favor over here, gaining reputation. We got a 10 tripper there. 10 trips, Augusta to Chicago, but not very much. Not what I'm looking for, mainly. Ooh, wow, we don't want that one. Lose 2,200 per trip. Oh, there's one I like. Again, not that much per trip, but the completion bonus is very nice on that one. All right, so not a whole lot that I'm seeing. Oh, wow, San Francisco pops up here. That would be a huge loss, but it's the first time I remember seeing anything that far west pop up. All right, Savannah, D.C., that's a good one. All right, but for right now, we still got to finish up our business in Boston. All right, so 10 trips to Boston. Let's go ahead and take that one. Let's see, what is that one? That's a 2-truck deal. Not that we have to particularly worry about that. All right, but we'll let these guys go ahead and get started on that. So they'll start picking up these loads and they'll knock out those 10 trips pretty quick. You can see we're almost done with the other contract. Let's check on schedule number 1. They are 10 of 15. And these guys, whenever they get done with that, we'll get them set up. Hopefully something very nice will come available in Indy. All right, there we go. Now we're done with the contract. Let's see. I'll tell you what I may do. I may just let this run its course unless there's something really good in Boston. And as a matter of fact, there is. The per trip, again, is not all that wonderful, but I really, really like these long trips. Let's see if there's anything to dissuade me from doing that. All right, nice. Going to Vegas there. Very nice. Wait, it's showing that that's already opened up. Have we done that? I don't remember taking a trip to Vegas with any of our guys. Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember that at all. All right, so I don't see anything to make me say, hey, you shouldn't take this trip. That completion bonus is singing to me right now. So we're going to take this. And plus, it's just a single truck deal. So the timing on this should be perfectly fine with our 4 trucks that we have on it. All right, so let's just keep this thing rolling. All right, so at some point, looks like it's going to have to be Schedule 1 at this point. I am planning on opening up and trying to look for something in New York. But that may have to wait till our next video because they keep throwing this money at us between Augusta and Boston, and I am happy to accept it. Again, you can see we're down to 1 trip here. So let's find something Augusta to Boston. Well, I'll tell you what, let's wait. All right, these are actually the Schedule 1 drivers. All of our Schedule 2 drivers are down in Boston right now, so we're going to give it a little bit of time. There they are. So as they get closer to Augusta, now we'll load things back up. Let's see. Well, slim pickings here for sure, but this is kind of a no-brainer. This keeps us getting paid both ways, so we'll take that one. It's a 2-truck deal, but again, we got 4 trucks running on this route anyway. So that will not be an issue. Money is going great. We're right at 400 grand again. So the money we're spending is being given back to us in spades at this point. We're almost done here with this Indy trip. Okay, let's see why we're pausing now. Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and see what is happening down here in Indy. Because we should have, yeah, there's our 1 truck that is now idle. All right, from Indy to Charlotte. How about Detroit isn't bad. Just not what I'm looking for, though. Not what I am looking for. All right, Pittsburgh is not, well, it's not terrible, but at the same time, it's not exactly on the route. We could sort of take a roundabout way getting back, but it's a 2-truck deal, and right now we're only running 2 trucks on this particular one, so I'm not seeing it. Not really seeing. Okay, I kind of like this. That is a 1-trip deal to New York. That's a 3-trip deal to New York. That's a 2-trucker though. All right, let's take this one. This will give us an opportunity, albeit a bad opportunity, I think, but it's going to give us an opportunity to perhaps get our first look at the marketing. Again, we're only doing 1 trip here, but let's go ahead and click on, let's get out of Indy. Let's click on New York. Now, right here is the marketing campaigns. We're going to click on marketing. Oh, once again, yes, I know. Confirm the changes. Yes, we'll take it. Okay, now let me go back into marketing. Okay, so we only have one option right now. This is all we have unlocked. So you can see newspaper is going to give us a multiplier of 2 on the reputation gain, but a multiplier of 3 on the penalty. So that's not good on the penalty side of things. Let's go ahead and do the newspaper. Let's do a 1 week. This will give us, it should give us enough on our campaign. Launch 1 marketing campaign. Okay, it doesn't say how long it has to be. All right.
I'm still pretty angry we got fired.
Oh, wow.
I mean, who does Gordon Fox think he is? He didn't even give us a reason. Feels like something's going on here.
All right, so Billy is a little bit steamed about getting fired. To me, I'm thinking we're doing great right now. Company's running good. We have 6 trucks, including him.
Anyway, now that we've leveled up a rank, we can choose another trailer concession. Trailer concessions allow us to accept contracts of other trailer types. But before that, we need to earn enough money to buy the concession, and they're not cheap.
All right, here's where you can get a really clear indication that we are doing a lot of things out of order from the career mode, because essentially what they assume you're going to be doing is following this quest line really closely. And so we would have gone through this entire situation a lot earlier in the playthrough. So we're just going to let him continue on with that, and let's see what he wants us to do next.
That should be enough. Now let's look at the concessions in the HQ menu.
Yeah, they wanted us to earn a certain amount of money, which we have more than done. All right, he wants us to look at the trailer concessions.
The contract payments are slightly higher, but the coverage of reefer contracts isn't as high as dry van contracts.
Okay, you want me to do that right now? I hope you do not. Okay, good. We can get out of there. I didn't want to purchase that right now. Yes, we have the money for it, but that's not quite where I want to be just yet. All right, let's go back into contract number 1. Let's pull up our one guy who is still in Indy, and let's have him complete this contract for New York City. Again, you can see New York City.
Let's go for the reefer concession. The contract payments are slightly...
Okay, we got it. We got it. Thank you very much, Billy. We're doing our own thing here. We appreciate your help, but we are doing our own thing. He really wanted us to purchase that like right now. So, but we have other ideas. We're going to get there. All right, and there we go. All right, so the contract is filled, so we got a nice +1 in New York.
Let's go for the reefer concession.
Okay, is this thing going to happen constantly?
Slightly higher, but the coverage of reefer contracts isn't as...
We got it. Thank you very much, Mr. Billy. Wow. All right, so let's go ahead, and we've got this marketing going on for 6 more days, it looks like. And let's go ahead and let's see. Well, we can go up to Augusta with a 1 trip. What I'm trying to do here is essentially just use this 1 truck and get as much benefit from this particular marketing campaign as we can, given...
Let's go for the reefer
Okay,
concession.
stop, Billy. You're going to have to go away. Developers, if you're watching, please get rid of that. I don't need Billy to remind me every 10 seconds to use my money to purchase this thing. We get it. We'll purchase it whenever we're ready for it. It looks like we're going to have to do that pretty soon, because I do not want Billy bothering us. I mean, isn't he supposed to be driving right now? We need Billy to focus on his work right now. All right, there we go. So now we got 5 more days.
Let's go for the Reefer Concession.
And yes, we're going to have to do this pretty quick because there's only so long I can put up with that. All right, so now we are in Augusta, or I guess more appropriately, we are just outside of Augusta. And where is our other driver? Is that him? Where is... Yes, all right, so he's headed back to Augusta. All right, so we're gonna cool it right now. We're just gonna let our guy that just got done, let's let him head back over.
Let's go for the Reefer Concession.
Oh, Billy. All right, let's see if there's anything left in New York that we can get started on. New York City, 5 trips, 15 trips. Now this will run well beyond where we are right now with our marketing campaign, but that's okay. We can always renew it, which is something that we'll be doing pretty soon. Okay, I like this one. 15 trips, only $1,200 per trip, but a nice completion bonus.
Let's go for the Reefer Concession.
Billy, go away. Billy is on a timer. And Billy does not like it that we have not purchased this Reefer contract, or concession rather. I'm trying to hold him off as long as I can, but admittedly my patience is running a little bit thin with Billy right now. Okay, so now
let's go for the Reefer Concession. So
now we only have the one set up from the one contract from Augusta to New York City. Let's see if we can get something. Let's see. All right, we got 5 more days, it looks like there. So let's see what we got going back and forth. Just the one, and it's going to the sawmill, which is perfectly fine. That's another one business that we can level up around Augusta. All right, we'll take this one. It's the only return trip we really have available.
Let's go for the Reefer Concession.
So it's not that big a deal. All right, so now let's head back. Let's head to our HQ. Good gracious alive. Let's get this reefer deal before Billy drives me nuts. So, all right, so we're running low on time. Actually, we're way beyond time at this point, but we've got $495,000. So it's not going to kill us to go ahead and buy the reefer contract. Let's go ahead and get that done.
Farms and food factories are the reefer's favorite, so we should unlock one of each.
Okay, so will you leave us alone now, Billy?
We need to buy a reefer trailer too. By the way, you don't need to buy a new truck as well. You can simply hitch the new reefer trailer to an old truck. You can do that in your depot.
Billy, we really, really do appreciate your help, but you're getting on our nerves right now. This is why I play in free mode instead of the career mode. All right, so now let's go ahead and just see what we've got. So right now, we're just getting started on our new Schedule 1 contracts, Augusta to New York. And my plan is as soon as our marketing runs out in New York City, I'll simply renew that because I really want to level up in New York City. So this will give us a way to do that. Of course, we've got specific companies within New York City as well. So this will help us unlock them. The more we can unlock, the better, but I just don't want to force it. We have plenty of time to unlock these, and I'm only interested in unlocking them if we can sort of do it through the course of normal gameplay. So Schedule 1 is all set. Schedule 2, we're almost done with our second contract here, but our first contract here is doing great. We've made quite a bit of money. We have made some purchases. We've upgraded. We've done all sorts of stuff in this video, a little bit more than I had planned, but hey, Billy's got goals, and we have to abide by them. So thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you again next time as we continue our Let's Play series of TransRoad USA.